Good afternoon, Facebook and YouTube. JDev has returned once again to give you exactly what you want, and of course, that would be more of me giving my thoughts and expert analysis on a certain topic subject. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down my top 10 favorite video games of all time. Key emphasis, my top 10, not the 10 best video games ever, but the list that I've compiled based on memories that I have from my childhood years mostly. Of course, there might be some video games that I just completely forgot about that I didn't include on the list, and I don't know. I played so many games over the years, but it's hard to remember all these. So based on memories, this is my top 10 list. And of course, if you'd like to share your thoughts, you're more than welcome to write a comment on your top 10 best video games of all time, or your top 10 video games, whatever you want to do. If you've played some of these games that I'm going to list, write a comment. Let me hear your thoughts. That would be greatly appreciated. So let's get started. Number 10, we have Super Mario Bros. 3 for Nintendo. Yes, going back to Nintendo. That was a long time ago. I remember playing this a lot in middle school after I'd come home from school or come to my grandma's from school after I get dropped off at the bus stop. And it's just a game that I played a lot. I beat a lot. Random people would come over occasionally and play with me. And it was just a lot of fun. I seem to remember playing it a lot, so that's why it makes the list. Of course, the original Super Mario Bros. Was an epic game, but I don't really remember playing it all that much, so that's why that didn't make the list. So Super Mario Bros. Number 10. Number 9, we have NBA 2K12 for PlayStation 3. I played a lot of basketball games over the years, and this one I seem to recall this having the greatest rosters ever. You know, a lot of games that I played would have like 90% of the NBA roster with random guys not being in the game for licensing agreements or whatnot. But then I get the NBA 2K game for PlayStation 3, and they have like every guy, all the rookies mostly in the game. And I just thought that was a lot of fun because I'm a fan of updated rosters and whatnot. And of course, they have the creative player function, which was great. I like to create a bunch of 7'10" guys to be on my team, well, or at least one, like that height advantage. So yeah, I seem to remember playing NBA 2K12. I think it's 12, maybe it's 11. I don't recall, but it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I enjoyed it. So that's why that makes the list. It was in my opinion, a groundbreaking game for basketball. You know, you had the NBA Live series, which I played a lot of too, but this particular series I really liked and enjoyed. And I just actually played this. This is the most recent game I played, NBA 2K18. I bought a PlayStation 4 late last year, and that's what I've been playing. Or was it early this year? I don't remember, but nonetheless, it makes the list at number 9. Number 8, we have RBI Baseball 93 for Sega Genesis. I liked playing this game a lot. It was another game that I'd play all the time in my downtime. They had the all-star teams that I really liked. You know, the National League teams with Ryan Sandberg, or you'd have the American League teams with Jose Canseco. Either or was fine, or it could just be the regular Cubs team, which I enjoyed too. But it was a game I played a lot, and I was really good at it. And of course, they had those great bullpen guys like Dennis Eckersley and Dave Steve, who I'd use a lot. So yes, RBI Baseball, number 8 on my list, 93 specifically. Number 7, we have WCW Revenge for Nintendo 64. Played it a lot, enjoyed it. Lots of good wrestlers, a deep roster essentially. A lot of my friends played it, and we, compare, contrast, see who was better with which wrestler and whatnot. I just enjoyed it, so it was a game I played a lot, and I thought it should make the list with all the time that I spent on it. So, yes, WCW Revenge, number 7. Number 6, we have WWF Attitude for PlayStation 2, I think. So this was the first wrestling game that I recall you being able to make a creative player, which made the game a whole lot more interesting than previous wrestling games. And it was a lot of fun. I remember with my TV show, or a TV show that I was involved with, Metro Man, we had all the random characters that we had on Metro Man be in the game, like Inmate 69 and Big Pun and JDG and Metro and all these characters. It was just a lot of fun, and I seem to remember playing it a lot. And went out of my way to buy it the day it came out, spending money from my house to the west side, the far west side of Funko Land, and then all the way back. And it was a lot of money in Cat Fair and the game itself, but I remember doing it, and it was a lot of fun. I don't think I played the game that long. After a while, though, I stopped playing it, but it was fun and exciting. That's why that makes the list. WWE or WWF, get that out. Attitude for PlayStation 2. Number 5, we have GoldenEye for Nintendo 64. Me and a couple friends would play this game a lot. It was a good game. I wasn't as good at it good at it as they were, I think, except when we did archives with Golden Gun. For some reason, I was really good at that level or that place with that weapon. I don't know. That's just how I remember it being. But GoldenEye was fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it for GoldenEye. Number 5 on the list. Number 4, we have Mortal Kombat 2. Played it a lot. There was a lot of characters I was good at, but Reptile especially. For some reason, that was the character that I liked the most, and was very good playing with Reptile. So, of course, there's other people like Liu Kang, Shang Tsung. The list goes on, but I seem to remember being really good at Mortal Kombat 2, and played it a lot with my friends and buddies and compadres, so to speak. So, that's number 4 on the list. Number 3, we have Raw for Sega Genesis. Now, this was a really exciting game. They had not a lot of characters in it, but enough. But the one thing that they did do was the Mega Moves, and I really remember trying to figure out the Mega Moves and, you know, make the character do specific Mega Moves, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. So yeah, WWE or WWF Raw, I think it was just called Raw, for Sega Genesis was amazing, and I loved it. So that's why that gets the number 3 spot on my list. Number 2, we have Resident Evil 2. Of course, you could be Leon Kennedy in that game, and I really enjoyed Resident Evil 2. It was a very hard game, too. There were some parts of the game where I'd get really frustrated, but all in all, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. I beat the game multiple times. Although I had to have some help with some Game Shark codes, I'll admit it, but I liked it. It was a lot of fun. And of course, I'm a fan of the Resident Evil series, and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis almost made the list. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis almost made the list, but I never beat that game. I was stuck at one part and couldn't get past it for some reason. But Resident Evil 2, awesome game, coming in at number 2. And the number 1 game of all time for PlayStation, we have Twisted Metal 2. I spent decades playing this game, I want to say. A lot of time invested in this game. Beat the game with every character. I mean, there were some codes that you could use to get infinite ammo, infinite health, or unlimited ammo, I should say. You know, you wouldn't get hurt, but I would use that a lot, but I wouldn't do the unlimited health. I'd just have unlimited weapons, so I could not have to worry about collecting weapons. But I beat the game with every character. Got to see the end scenes with each character. Of course, you knew the codes to get Minion and Sweet Tooth, which were a lot of fun. And then you could beat the game with Thumper and Shadow, Warthog, Mr. Grimm. It was just so much fun. I remember staying up like 3 days straight without sleep playing this game, beating this game with every character. Me and my buddy Short Shit would play it a lot, and it was memorable. And I still download it to every game system that I have now, like my PlayStation 3 and my PlayStation 4. Each had Twisted Metal 2 on it. I randomly play it once or twice a year. Of course, the graphics don't look as good as most games these days, but it was fun. So that's why the list is the way it is. Twisted Metal 2, number 1. And let's recap the list just for those of you that weren't paying attention. Number 10, Super Mario Bros. 3. Number 9, NBA 2K12. Number 8, RBI Baseball 93. Number 7, WCW Revenge. Number 6, WWF Attitude. Number 5, GoldenEye. Number 4, Mortal Kombat 2. Number 3, Raw. Number 2, Resident Evil 2. And number 1, Twisted Metal 2. So like I said, if you've played some of these games and really enjoyed them, leave a comment. If you have a list completely different, you can certainly leave that if you want to take the time to do so. I would appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again real soon.